Good afternoon and welcome to the Application Assistance webinar for the Information Master's Degree, the on-campus program here at UW-Madison. This is housed in the School of Information Sciences, and um, today, we're not going to go into detail about the program, but we are going to be talking about the application itself. There'll be time for questions at the close of the presentation, and you can also always schedule a time to chat with someone from our team to get the details about this program, and if it's the right fit for you and your goals. So I'm just going to begin. My name is Emma Davis. I am an enrollment coach with this program, so my job is to help with folks, work with folks who are interested in the program and answer their questions. And that's what I'll be doing here today is answering questions about the application. We're going to talk about requirements for the application, navigating the portal, including the unique statement of purpose for this program, what transcripts and test scores you should include, and best practices around letters of recommendation, which is something I get a lot of questions about. So definitely going to touch on that today. And then we will talk about the next steps. What happens? What can you expect after you submit your application? And then there's space for a Q&A. Um, again, this is me. I'm Emma Davis, enrollment coach for the program. I can help you with really anything around this program, maybe not the nitty-gritty about the curriculum. I'll turn to our program coordinators for that. But if you have questions about, is this program right for you? Who is a good applicant for the program? What can you expect to learn in the program? Timeline, tuition, all of that can be found on the program website and also by having a conversation with me. You can email me here. My email is on the screen, and also use this link here to schedule a meeting directly with me. It can be a Zoom or a phone call, whatever is your preference. So look at this, a beautiful picture of UW-Madison, a wonderful campus to join. So if you're thinking about applying, we welcome that. It's a wonderful place to be a student and a citizen here in Madison, Wisconsin. Um, and again, I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of the program today, but if you are looking to apply, you are going to go to the admissions page here. This is the graduate programs main admissions page here, and um, you are going to begin the application in either one of these links that's circled in yellow. Um, and I just want to state that this program has very minimal basic requirements to apply. You need to have a bachelor's degree and you need to have a 3.0 GPA. So we won't go over any more than that today. Priority deadline for this program is February 15th, and that is coming up quickly here. And that will help you be eligible for applying for any scholarships, anything like that. And our final deadline is March 1st. So any applications submitted after that final deadline of March 1st will be considered on a case by case, space by space um, basis. So you can see here that you need to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited U.S. institution or an equivalent from an international institution, at least a 3.0 GPA, and for our international students, meeting the minimum English proficiency eligibility requirements that are talked about on the graduate school's website. And beyond the deadlines, you're going to go to grad.wisc.edu/apply. And you'll find a page that looks like this. If you've applied to UW-Madison in the past, you will be a returning user, even if you've never applied to this program, and you're going to log in to continue working on or starting a new application. If you're a first-time user, you're going to go ahead and create an account. You can use the QR code here on the screen to go directly to this login page. And after you've completed your application, you'll go back to this page to check on your status of the application as you wait on a response. Um, Once you're in the portal, you're going to create an application using that blue Create Application button, and you will find this informational page. Note that this application fee is $75, and you can apply to up to 3 programs using that single application fee. So if you're considering multiple programs at UW-Madison, be sure to check the multiple deadlines and see if you can submit them all around the same time so you can use that application fee and only pay it once. And then you're going to click that continue button and you will be selecting the application type. Most likely you're not currently enrolled in a new UW-Madison graduate program, but maybe you are, and then you would indicate that here, or if this is a re-entry application. Now you're going to select the program. This program has an in-person and online option, so be sure to note which component, which modality you are looking to enroll in. And you can search by program, by degree type, by alphabetical, or just use that program type, program drop down to scroll. But there's quite a lot of programs here at UW, so maybe you don't want to scroll all the way down. So you can use these filters to help yourself out there. So next you're going to select your term of interest, and this program only admits for the fall. And so you're going to select the fall that you are applying for. Usually applications open about a year before the program starts. So right now we're accepting applications for fall 2026, and that's what you should be selecting if you're applying in this application cycle. Now you're going to add any academic institutions, any colleges or universities that you have attended. And even if your credits show up as transferred over to another university, you need to add every single institution that you attended, even if it was just one class. Get them all listed here, and then you're going to upload your unofficial transcripts. You are welcome at this stage to send your official transcripts directly to the graduate school. That is an option, but it can be a cost-saving measure for you to just go with unofficial transcripts here so that you can, if you're not admitted to UW-Madison, you haven't paid to have your transcripts sent over to the university. But this is where you'll be listing every single college and institution that you've attended and any previous research experience that you've had. Next, you are going to add any English proficiency test scores. You're welcome to add your GRE scores. It's definitely not required. And UW-Madison has recently started accepting Duolingo test scores as well. So you are welcome to add those if you have those, or the TOEFL or the IELTS scores are accepted. You can review the requirements for these test scores, the precise minimum requirements at the requirements page at the grad school website. If you have any other special test scores that you've taken that you think are relevant to showcasing any skills that you have, feel free to add them here as well. Okay, so talking about your statement of purpose or resume, our best practices are to think about these general questions here. Why do you want this degree? Why UW-Madison? How do you plan to succeed in the program? And then elaborate on projects. You're going to want to aim for around 1 page. Usually that's enough to get you started. This program specifically, the Information Master's Degree, has a very specific prompt. You need to not exceed 750 words, and that's on a slightly shorter end than most statements of purpose. So be sure to follow that guideline, and you will be answering these 3 specific questions. How was your educational background, work experience, or other influential experiences? How will they contribute to your success at UW-Madison? This is your opportunity to tell your story. Go into detail about projects, leadership opportunities, anything that you think really showcases your strength that you've accomplished. This is not the time to list every single class that you've taken, every single job that you've ever had. Your CV is going to do that job. Your transcript is going to do that job. This is a time to think back on your experiences and ask yourself, what what things are key? What are the highlights of my academic and professional career that I'm really proud of that are going to make me stand out? Next, how are the iSchool resources courses, faculty, networking, leadership opportunities, organizations, internships, or other resources. How are they going to help you accomplish your goals and career aspirations? And here, UW-Madison really wants to know that you've done your research about this university specifically, and that you've thought about how you can customize your learning experience when you're here. So you might talk about faculty you're looking forward to learning under. You might talk about if you're attending the on-campus program, your excitement to be part of the UW-Madison culture or the Madison community and why you're excited about that. You might talk about clubs or organizations you want to join. This is your time to really think, why am I choosing UW-Madison? And is it the right fit for me? And how can I show that here on the page? And finally, you're going to get specific about your technology skills because this is a technology related program. So if you've had coding experience, data analytics experience, information gathering experience, where can you um, highlight those skills and strengths for the committee? And I know that is a lot to include in 750 words. It definitely is. So you you really want to be careful about not trying to information dump every single thing you've ever done and also let your voice shine through. Okay. Additional details can be found here on the admissions page for the information school. So letters of recommendation is something that I get a lot of questions about is who's the best fit for a letter of recommendation? And it really doesn't have to be someone too specific to the program. You're going to want to look for professional recommenders who know you the best, who know you as a student or as a work colleague, and are able to talk personally and explicitly about that experience. You are not going to collect these letters from your recommenders. You're going to fill out a form like this one. And it will send them an email notification from this email address listed on the screen, admissions@grad.wix.edu. They will complete a form on your behalf. And sometimes folks don't always notice these emails. So it's very important for you as a prospective student to talk with your recommenders, let them know that this notification is coming through. Get them prepared about deadlines. Your letters of recommendation need to be submitted by the application deadline. So make sure that they are prepared to work on that and give them ample time. Usually around a month is a great amount of time for someone to prioritize this. I also recommend this can be really helpful for recommenders if you write a roughish draft or bullet points of how you think they know you, what you think they should include, just a place for them to get started writing. And that can be a time saver for those folks, and then they can customize it for their writing. Next, what's going to happen after you submit your application? Well, the graduate school is going to intake that. They're going to process it and make sure that you have all the things included that you needed. Your letters of recommendation, your statement of purpose, your um, test scores if needed. Have you checked all those boxes? If you have, the department admissions committee is going to take a holistic look at your application and then make a decision. You will then get a um, decision recommendation from the program and be asked to send your official transcripts along to the graduate school at that time. If you've already sent them earlier on, like we talked about, then you are all set. But you need to have official transcripts in that final step. And then you will, if everything looks great with your official transcripts, you will be officially admitted to UW-Madison and onboarded here at UW. If you have any tech issues, you should contact the graduate school. That's not something that I can help you with, but if you do have program questions, please reach out. Typically with this program, you're going to see a 6 to 8 week processing time around that application, and then you will receive a decision. There's more information about the program at this link. You can start your application here and you can contact me. This is my direct phone number. Feel free to use that. Leave me a voicemail if I don't pick up. I will get back to you. schedule a meeting using my booking link, or send me your questions via email. So that brings us to time for questions now here in our Zoom call, if anyone has any direct questions for me.